In this video, we will see the explanation for the second part of the first question. So now differentiate between HVAC and HVDC. HVAC stands for high voltage alternating current and HVDC stands for high voltage DC current. So if we come at the point of economics, then we see the cost. What will be the cost for establishing or operating HVAC or HVDC? So cost will be here of two type. First is the investment cost and second will be the operational cost. So investment cost, considering with which instruments or materials we will establish a station and we will transmit either HVAC or HVDC. So for in the case of HVAC investment cost, when we see towards the in-terminal equipments which are used in HVAC, that is reactors and capacitors, and when we come towards the investment cost for HVDC, then its end equipments are converters, filters, reactive power sources, etc. It means we are seeing that we are adding more equipments in the HVDC side, means investment cost for the HVDC will be more than the HVAC side. Now we will see the operational cost, and if we talk about the operational cost, then it considers those type of cost, those type of loss which happens when HVAC or HVDC is being operated. So if we supply HVAC, then we see that there happens a loss, that is in the form of current in conductor or in the form of corona, and losses in other equipments obviously. And when we come towards the HVDC operational cost, then we see that there is almost approximate a zero loss, because for corona loss there is must be a factor which is frequency, and if we talk about the supply of DC, then there we have no case of frequency, there is a zero frequency for the DC. And this is a theoretical point, that corona loss is almost 3 times lesser than in the HVAC. So this cost means operational cost for HVAC is more as compared to HVDC. As we have seen earlier, cost of terminal equipment for HVAC is lesser than the DC. Now HVAC stands for high voltage alternating current and HVDC stands for the high voltage direct current. And now the sixth difference is that for the supply of HVAC, we have need of 3 or more than 3 conductors in the transmission lines, while we are transmitting the power using DC, then only 2 conductors are enough for this line. And if we talk about the flexibility, by utilizing inexpensive equipment like transformers at multiple terminal stations to step down these high voltages, and we always listen like the thing in this particular area electricity is being theft. But in the case of HVDC, no one can do it. If anyone wants to even not telling about theft, telling about also if want to utilize the HVDC, then obviously there is a need of power at any point in between. We need a expensive converter to step down such high DC voltages, but there is no issue with the HVAC. And if we talk about the HVAC, it needs a larger diameter conductor to carry the same amount of current because skin effect is more, but in the case of HVDC does not need a larger diameter conductor. Here skin effect is comparatively very less. And now we will see the advantages and disadvantages of HVAC and HVDC. So advantages of AC transmission is, for being while and for now, electrical energy is almost exclusively generated, transmitted and distributed in the form of AC. Power can be generated at high voltages. The maintenance of AC substations is easy and cheaper. The AC voltage can be stepped up or stepped down by transformers with ease and efficiency. This permits to transmit power at high voltages and distribute it at a safe potentials. But uh, the disadvantages of this AC transmission is, an AC line requires more copper than a DC line. Construction of AC line is more complicated than a DC transmission line due to a skin effect in the AC system. The effective resistance of the line is increased, and due to capacitance in AC line there is a continuous loss of power due to charging current even when the line is open. So till now we have seen the advantages and disadvantages of AC, and from now we will see the advantages of DC transmission. As we have seen the earlier, there are three phases, and that for that HVAC operation we have need a minimum 3 conductors bus, but there is nothing like that if we turn to DC or HVDC, 2 conductors as compared to 3 for AC, and no inductive, capacitive or any kind of power factor is included, and such problems. Inductive is inductance is absence, voltage drop comparatively in DC is less with respect to AC for the same load and same voltage source. For this reason, a DC line has a better voltage regulation. Since we have no concept of phi, hence the voltage regulation get better, and no skin effect, entire cross section of the line conductor is utilized, because in the case of HVDC there is no case of skin effect, hence the entire cross section of the line conductor being utilized. For the same working voltage stress for the DC is lesser than the voltage drop or across the insulation, and if voltage drop or voltage stress is less, then obviously we have less insulation requirement. Less corona loss and reduced interference with communication circuits, as if corona happens in the HVAC, then there is a case comes like interference with the communicative signals. When due to corona effect, if frequency changes and that frequency of corona discharge and any communicative signal is passing with the same frequency, then there happens a case like a interference with communication circuits. But since corona doesn't happen with HVDC, then it is also a benefit of HVDC. And now HVDC transmission is free from dielectric losses, particularly in the case of cables. When we use cables, then HVDC transmission is free from dielectric losses. No stability problems and synchronizing difficulties, because in HVDC there is no fact like frequency. Here frequency is 0, so no case arising like a synchronism, like that. If we set a frequency for that, there is nothing happening with that, because frequency is 0 for the HVDC. But if we transmit HVDC by connecting the HVAC, then there is a synchronism is a very important factor. Now we move towards the disadvantages of DC transmission. So the disadvantages are electric power cannot be generated at high DC voltage due to commutation problems. We cannot generate a high DC voltage like in a AC we do, where we can commutate, we can reduce and step. If we produced a HVAC, then we can reduce that AC with the step down transformer, but it is not possible in the case of DC to generate a high voltage. Now the DC voltage cannot be stepped up for transmission of power at high voltages. The DC switches and circuit breakers have their own limitations. Suppose something like large current and some lightning happens there, and due to that sudden current or sudden effect on the HVDC, suppose frequency gets disturbed or frequency come into the picture, then since for DC operation, switches and circuit breakers are designed for only the DC, and there is no case of frequency. But if frequency gets changes, then obviously switches and circuit breakers will not work.